Yo, what is up, everybody? So I know it's been a long time since I last uploaded. Last time I uploaded was a World Championship, I'm pretty sure. Well, I did upload, I think, a clip or two, but that's besides the point. You know, I moved into a new house. I'm in a room. If it doesn't look like it, I'm still in a corner. So I mean, that really hasn't changed. But what has changed is that obviously I'm in a new house. My setup is exactly the same, sadly. I am a dog in the room right now, so he's being a little loud. Don't know if you can hear him walking around. What has changed is Adam Core has updated his spreadsheet format and what it looks like. I know the visuals to this are insane. Like, this looks so good. You cannot get me wrong. This looks amazing. So I will have a link to the spreadsheet where you can make a copy of it yourself, and I will have a link to Adam Core's tweet with the link, and I'll also have a a link to his Twitter and in the description. So if you were wondering if I was gonna put that in there, yes, I will. But let's move on to the actual predictions. And real quick, before we do start the predictions, do not hate on me for these predictions. These are just for fun, and this is just solely based off of my opinion and what I have seen so far in the offseason, what I have seen through the qualifier to get up to this point so far. So without further ado, let's get started with Gen G versus OG. Now, this Gen G roster did take out Nolly, and they did replace him with First Killer from Phase. Phase no longer exists. As for some reason they just did not pick up a new Rocket League roster. That's really all we know. But First Killer now is on Gen G. So if you like that before, then you're probably gonna like it now. But OG, this is JNAP's. This was the Torment's Minions roster. So this is JNAP's, Nolly, and came from V1. We'll talk about that in a minute. JNAP's came from G2, and Nolly came from Gen G. They got picked up by OG, and with Torment as their coach, which is why they were called Torment's Minions. Now they are OG. So this, I'm gonna say right now, I think this will be a clean 3-2. This will be a Game 5 nail biter. Game is going to be very, very interesting. That's really all I have to say about it. Gen G, I think, is the best team in NA right now. Some people argue G2 a little bit. Some people argue Space Station. Some people throw in a little Dignitas Rebellion, maybe even M80, NRG, or TSM, M80, and Dig Luminosity, maybe. Maybe not a conversation that I hear a lot, but I do hear a lot of people with those teams too. So, I mean, it is subject to your own opinion, like I said. But yeah, so TSM versus deleted XD. I do not know who is on this deleted XD team. That is something that I don't know. That is information I don't know. But I do know who's on this TSM team. This TSM team was formerly known as Hebro. This is the Hebro team with Wavy, Hockey, and Kareems. This team, we don't. This team can compete there with some of the best. But then other times, this team can absolutely suck. So they have no ceiling, they have no floor really set yet in RLCS. But yeah, this team can, like I said, this team can be the best of the best. But it all comes down to the important moments and showing up when they need to. And I think this will be a nice 3-1, not a sweep, because like I said, this TSM slash Hebro roster, now known as TSM roster, can be maybe here and there. But our next matchup is going to be Space Station and Pirates on a Boat. and I have this being a clean sweep. Not a clean sweep. It's just a nice sweep. Um, and this space station roster is so good. I mean, I'd be every time NRG like needs to like is in an off season tournament and they just needed that one like series to get further and maybe get some more momentum. Space Station was always right there, and if you know me, I'm a big NRG fan. Been following them for a while, so I always hate when NRG plays Space Station, but Space Station is a very good team. We have Snowmen versus G2, and I think this G2 team is very good. I do think they can drop a team. I mean, this Snowmen roster is here for a reason. They are a fairly good team, but G2 is just levels and levels and levels better than them, and that's really all I have about this game. I mean, this series. Now we have NRG versus Young Whippersnappers, and I do have this as a 3-1. NRG tends to start maybe a little bit slow, so I do have them dropping a game. They can maybe drop a second game, but I don't see it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, but I just don't see it. I think this NRG team, they had Frosty, dropped him about after a month. They picked up Toasty, who is on Team Axel last year, or Accelerate, whatever you want to call them, from last year and the last 2 years. This Toasty is very good. And Garrett, still very good. Miss, also very good. So this team could be very good. Next up, you got Luminosity versus Plot Twist, and I think the 3-1 is not going to say how, like, close of a match it is, because I think all 4 games in Luminosity versus Plot Twist will be very, very close. This Luminosity roster consists of Magic Bear and Reddles from Optic last year. Optic obviously left Esport. Luminosity picks up Magic Bear and Reddles to decide to stay. AJ decides to leave. More on him later. But there's Plot and then Luminosity, Reddles, and Magic Bear. They pick up Cheese and they look very good, very decent so far. They can maybe win a few things. I have them winning this 3-1 though. Dignitas versus Rebellion. I have this going to Game 5 Thriller Nailbiter. Nothing really much to say about this. Dignitas is Evo, Arsenal, and Gyro. Very good team. This team actually played very good last time I saw them. Rebellion did too. The Rebellion is a very good team. They picked up Justin. Justin left NRG, and I'm crying, but gotta move on. And yeah, I'm not saying Rebellion's gonna lose because Justin's on there and he was on NRG. I do think this Dignitas roster could win, but I also do think this Rebellion roster could win. This is a nail biter. This could go either way. Then I have M80 versus Muffin Man. I think this is a 3-2, mainly because I think the veteran presence of Squishy and Gimmick with Aqua on our roster are very good. I think Jorias and Nas teaming up with AJ, Jorias and Nas, obviously probably been in NA for quite a few weeks, maybe a month now. I think they still got to get acclimated to playing NA all the time, as Jorias has been used to playing EU just most of the time, and Nas, I think, is a first-year rookie now. But yeah, I think that can go either way too. Space Station versus Muffin Man. I think this will be 3-1. I think Space Station is like maybe a level or 2 above Muffin Man, in my opinion. That's really all I have to say. TSM versus Dignitas. I think this will be close. But I do have this going to Dignitas. G2 versus Gen G. These are the best 2 teams in the region, in my opinion. Whoops. But I do give the slight advantage to Gen G here. NRG versus Luminosity. Last time NRG played Luminosity, given it was with Frosty, but it was still pretty close. Mist looked very good. Garrett looked like his normal self, except for he did have a big hiccups every day. But I think they'll be very close. M80 versus Pirates on a boat. I think this is 12. This will be 3-1. I think this is gonna be very, very one-sided. Rebellion deleted. I'm gonna give one game to deleted. Yeah. Not really much I can say about that. I think that those two are going to be heavily one-sided. This one also will be heavily one-sided. I'm going to give these guys one game. This is the game that I don't know how to predict. But I am going to give this to Plot Twist. That is the one. That Plot Twist, Young Whippersnappers, is the one series I do not know how to predict. But with Space Station here, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Space Station in 5. I think this will be very close. And then I'm going to give this one to Genji, obviously the best team in the region, by far in my opinion. So yeah, that's how I see them advancing. TSM versus Plot Twist. I'm going to give this to TSM in 4. We're gonna start picking up the pace. This is going to end up being a very long video if I don't pick it up. J2 versus OG. I think that's game 5. That's going to be very close. Those teams are very good. Luminosity and M80. I'm going to give that game 5 to Luminosity. I'm going to go with Rebellion there in 5. Those are all pretty good close games. I'm going to go with Pirates on a Boat in 5 there. More experience is what it's going to give that to them. Snowman, I think, is better than deleted XD in my opinion. NRG Rebellion. I'm going to give that NRG. I hate that so much. But I think Rebellion is just like a tiny bit better. Dignitas Luminosity. I'm going to give this to Dignitas. This is where it starts getting close in my opinion. So, yeah. TSM G2. I'm going to actually give that to G2 and 4. I think G2 is going to start turning it on there. OG Pirates on the Boat. I think that's going to be a 3-1. Pretty self-explanatory. Veteran Parents is going to, I guess, overpower them. M80 Snowmen. I think that's going to be close, but I do M80 giving them a slight advantage. Same with Muffin Men, giving them a slight advantage. I think they will slow down at the end. TSM, I think that's going to be game 5. I really hate this matchup, but this is going to go to OG in my opinion. And then this will go to NRG, as these all, like, there's so many teams in NA, like, you could put these 3 teams and replace them with any of these 3 teams at any given point, and that, like, that's just how it is. So Space Station versus NRG, I think that'll be 4-2. Like I said, NRG always has a problem with Space Station recently, so I just don't know. I'm going to give this to... I'll come back to that. I will come back to that. That'll be game 7. I'm going to give this to Genji. I think ASM will start off hot, but then all of a sudden they will cool down, and like Genji's gonna pick up the pace and just beat him. G2 OG. I think OG can maybe win that, but you know, it's whatever. I think that can go either way. This is tough. This is tough. I'm going to go with Rebellion here. Yeah, I'm going to go with Rebellion there. I think Rebellion just barely wins that there. Space Station Rebellion. I'm going to go with Space Station 6. And then, this is tough. I'm going to go Genji again here. I think they did play each other. Yes, they did play each other there, but I am going to go with Genji here still again. Don't mind the dog in the background, please. And then I have this being in the game 7 overtime. Genji winning, first killer, putting in a nail in the coffin. Let me know your predictions in the comments below, and I will see you guys on Friday. Actually, no, you will not see me on Friday. You might see me on Saturday. You also might see me on Sunday. You know the deal. I might stream, I might not. You know, it all comes down to if I can. But without further ado, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Not forcing you to. Just wish you could. It'll help me grow and all that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.